Obviously, you guys have been in practice now for, a few weeks now. Just overall, where do you feel like this team is at as you are getting ready for your first taste of live action on Wednesday?
They're hungry to play somebody else. We get those 8 weeks in the summer. We've been going at it since June with this group, and you got an experienced group. You got 6 of our top 7 scorers coming back off this year's group. They're hungry to play somebody. They also have that taste in their mouth where they were playing really good basketball down the stretch of the season, but we were playing in the CIT when we wanted to be playing in the NCAA, and so that's where this group wants to get it started on the right note. And it's all about right now. It's about dominating the process. It's about performing with an excellence level. Wins and losses, obviously, an exhibition don't matter, but we're definitely trying to win the game.
I was going to say, just knowing that it's not going to count in the win-loss column, but what do you hope to take away with an exhibition like this against an ACC opponent?
Well, we're trying to play. We got some certain guys that are going to be on certain minute limits as we manage guys. We've been dinged up a little bit this fall, but nothing serious. And that's a thing where it's actually helped us probably in the long haul because we've had some less experienced guys getting more reps. But we'll manage that to where we're going to try and get a lot of guys some reps as we go into this game. But you're trying to win every possession, and there's a reason Notre Dame's coming here. It's not just for the charity piece of it, but they know they got to get better on the road. That was one of Micah's philosophies was, hey, let me go on the road. There's a benefit to it, obviously, with the charity, but they got to get better playing on the road. So they're coming here to play at a high level, and they played really well last weekend in a close scrimmage.
How do you hope playing a power conference opponent like this can help sharpen this team up, especially knowing the games are going to start counting next week?
Well, it really exposes what you got to get better at a high level. And we play small a lot, and so being able to rebound, and that's an area where against a Power 5 team, you oftentimes get exposed. So we got to rebound at a high level. The physicality, same thing. And then we're good when we attack. You see me over there clapping on the sidelines. I'm not talking to a referee when we're in attack mode. When we're not, we usually, that's where you don't get the great whistle. That's where you're on your heels. That's where we're not playing our best basketball. So when you play a Power 5 opponent, you got to be the aggressor, and that's huge for this group. We got to be more aggressive than Notre Dame.
How exciting is it that you're going to host an exhibition like this at the Coliseum? It's probably going to be one of the biggest crowds we've seen at the Coliseum in quite some time. The fact that you get to have these kids get that kind of exposure this early in the season.
Well, twofold. I love the fact that somebody with the brand of Notre Dame is taking on the challenge, coming here and doing it for two good causes, for Boys and Girls Club and Big Brothers Big Sisters. Helping us represent our city as well. And then the other piece to it is you're right. It's been since we had the sellout at Indiana that we've had a crowd this size. And then for the city, I think it's great exposing a ton of young people to the level of basketball that's here in our city. And it doesn't change who we are. We've been putting good basketball out there for over a decade, but being able to draw maybe some more people in that maybe hadn't had the interest or had the spark to come here, we get that, we get them in there, and then they buy in. This is a team that is projected to do well in the league, and I have no doubt they're going to continue to grow as we go through the year. We're going to be competitive, and we're going to be one of the top teams in our league this year, and I want to show out so that hopefully we get some more fans and raise some fans, raise some funds.
What has been the response of the community since this game was announced? What have you seen from the community?
A ton of excitement. You saw the blurbs going out on social media from Joe Jordan and Josette Ryder, and they got to share their stories about what our program has meant to their organizations, what they've seen over the last decade our program doing in the community. I've been able to tell the story about Purdue Fort Wayne, our collective, and the 300 hours we spent this summer at Boys and Girls Club and the YMCA, and teaching future philanthropists. And so, I think that message has been well received from our community. And then just an excitement. You got Notre Dame coming to the city. What a brand to come into our city. In 2005 they came, and I think we had 12,000 at that game. And so just exciting on so many different realms. And then I love the fact that their head coach, Micah Shrewsbury, Indiana guy, played at Hanover. He's coming back to Fort Wayne. He recognizes the value of Fort Wayne. He's giving back to our city with that. But then also, we're doing a VIP coaches talk at Star the night before the game. And he doesn't have to. He's getting nothing out of that other than it's a relationship and coaching. And I think some of that gets lost a little bit as we do so much, whether it's fundraising, NIL raising, recruiting in the offseason. You have no downtime. And the fact that there still are these great relationships and coaches trying to help other coaches, I love that part. And that's where college basketball is really healthy, particularly because of those type of relationships.
Just in looking at film on Notre Dame, what do they do well? What kind of team are they going to have this year?
Well, we got limited film because they've had one exhibition. We exchanged film on both of our closed-door scrimmages. Just we got a little bit. We got to prep for games. I mean, we're both playing this game to try and get better so that we're good during our regular seasons. They really do some unique stuff, some NBA style stuff, which isn't surprising considering Shrewsbury was in the NBA at one of the best organizations in the country. The other piece is they do have some experience. Like us, they have experience. And then they've pulled some great transfers coming in. So they're going to be a very, very competitive group for us. They have two young players that got a ton of experience last year in Burton and Shrewsbury. Burton was freshman of the year in the ACC. They now have a year under their belt. They're coming here to show out. And so it's going to be a great college basketball game.